can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Melissa Croden takes on Tainara Lisboa this Saturday at UFC Fight Night Vancouver. And Melissa Croden is making her UFC debut in front of her hometown Canadian crowd, fresh off of 2 wins in the LFA, taking a decent opponent in her first fight in the UFC with Tainara Lisboa, who was on a 2-fight winning streak over Reinier Oliveira, who also fights on this card, and Jessica Rose Clark, where she got a rear naked choke over her in the 3rd round, recently losing by Americana to Luana Santos. Wasn't able to defend the takedowns, was kind of out-grappled and dominated on the ground. So Melissa Croden, decent stand-up, big for the division. I think she's like 5'9", 5'10", with a 70-inch reach. She's had some success on the regional scene over some lower-level fighters. Had some difficulty when she stepped up in competition against, Evelyn Martins, Jacqueline Cavalcanch. So I'm curious to see how she'll match up to Tainara Lisboa, who's also a very rangy striker, very good at Muay Thai. So I imagine Lisboa is definitely going to be wanting to keep this one on the feet, and I think Croden's going to kind of test the waters on the feet, and then eventually be looking to get the clinch, get her takedowns, and look to kind of slow down the fight, control her on the ground, and land her ground and pound. But I am going to go with Tainara Lisboa in this one. Croden in her last couple wins, she's done really well getting into the clinch and working with her knees, working with her elbows, kind of being the bigger, more physical fighter, more technical in the clinch. Does a really good job of using her height to get the Muay Thai plum, get the underhooks, and just really control her opponents against the cage, look for takedowns from there and get ground and pound. But I just don't think she's going to be able to have the success that she's seen in the past against the 2-time world Muay Thai champion in Tainara Lisboa. Croden, she's technical on the feet, but she if she can't get her clinch going against a good striker, she tends to struggle. She tends to struggle closing the distance with her strikes, and I think she'll be pretty hesitant to engage in this fight against Tainara, who, I think she's the better technical fighter, and I think that Croden's more of just kind of a point fighter on the feet. Not a lot of power, not a lot of consequence coming your way. I think as soon as she starts to open up against Tainara is going to be cracking her and capitalizing on the holes that she sees, kind of the same way that Cavalcanti did in their fight. She dropped her several times in that first round and really just kind of beat her up that entire fight en route to a unanimous decision win. So Croden's going to be the taller fighter by like 2 or 3 inches. She's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, but I'd give the strength and physicality advantage to Tainara Lisboa. I think she's the much better striker. She's very technical, very tenacious, stalks her opponents, cuts them off, just has very tight stand-up, very sharp, nothing looping, straight punches, decent power, good countering, good speed on her hands. And I think she'll just be much stronger in the clinch too, throwing nasty knees there and not allowing Croden to get any control there, get any offense going. So Tainara Lisboa, she is a jiu-jitsu purple belt. She does have submission wins, had a rear naked choke win over Jessica Rose Clark in her UFC debut. Her takedown defense is kind of suspect. It was like 70% before the Luana Santos fight, but she was taken down twice in that fight. Ended up getting Americana from Mount, I think it was. So now it's at like 58%. But she has really good defense for almost a pure Muay Thai striker. I guess I shouldn't say pure Muay Thai striker because she does have a jiu-jitsu purple belt, but that is her primary way of fighting. That is where she wants to prefer to keep fights. But she's also very good at, with that Muay Thai background, kind of digging underhooks, landing knees when someone shoots, and just doing really well with, getting her natural underhooks. We saw that in her fight with Ravena, where she was able to defend some of those takedowns, was taken down and controlled in that one too. But I think Croden will need to get this one to the ground to win. And I just think Tainara Lisboa will be too much on the feet and will punish her in the process. So Croden's been able to kind of bully lower level opponents, but she hasn't fought the best competition. She fought Cavalcanti on the regional scene, got kind of beat up. She fought, I think it was Evelyn Martins, lost that fight by split decision. Evelyn Martins, not a terrible opponent by any means, but I don't think she's fought near the level outside of Cavalcanti as Lisboa. And I think Lisboa is going to be just a huge step up for her. I think that Tainara Lisboa is going to go in there, control the fight from the bell, and eventually get the TKO win. And if she doesn't get the TKO win, I think she'll definitely get the decision. Thanks.